think anyone is here.
Hey, everybody.
This is Arathas, and welcome back to 999. So, if I remember correctly, we left off with trying to find Snake. Nobody found Snake so far, and somebody was trying to make us a deal to basically leave everybody behind. And just take, what was it, Lotus wanted us to leave everybody behind and just make our own little group. So, honestly, I'd consider it if we could leave Snake and Clover behind, but I get the feeling the game's not going to give me that option. Either way, let's go.
What next?
Finish searching. There is nobody here. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. I mean, they didn't let me actually go into any of the rooms that I wanted to search, so.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Oh, what a loss. Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
We can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
I agree. Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right.
I agree. I've been saying it for a while. Let's go.
We're not going to find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's going to go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Piss off.
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind.
Yeah, because 2 people can't go through the door. You need 3.
But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave one person out, then only one person will be left behind.
Leaving behind 3 people, 2 teams of 4 and 3. Not sure. Junpei wasn't quite sure that was true.
Wait a minute. 2 people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2, and 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1. I got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people. But if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Let's say we go through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
3 plus 7 plus 8 is 18, so add 1, 8, 9.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That was just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors.
I mean, fair enough.
Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyway, that's how it is. Now, if we can get back to my proposal. We only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then, you're saying we got to decide who's going to stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
Or, potentially, and this is what I would say, how about you leave 2 people behind and they keep trying to find Snake? Because unless Snake is dead, he has to be around here somewhere because he can't go through any of the doors by himself. So, yeah, he's trapped in this area no matter what. Unless he's dead, like I said, so, yeah.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
I mean, yeah, because then they still have at least a chance, right?
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you 2.
Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is,
You should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up.
I mean, I wish everybody would kind of shut up and just take a second, but okay.
What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree.
She's got a very unlikable smirk on her face, doesn't she?
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice.
I mean, he's got a point.
We're all gonna die.
I'm not sure that's true. The numbered doors don't reopen, I don't think, when the puzzle is solved. I mean, to be fair, we've only been through 1 numbered door so far. Yeah, I think we just go through and then the door closes and seals behind us, Tahor. I don't think we can actually backtrack. I mean, the game. But there's not a number. Well, that's true. The map and the safe have no meaning unless I actually missed the solution somehow. But you're right. If there is no way to backtrack through the numbered doors, then the map and the safe have absolutely no meaning. You're right.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Oh yeah, she's going to agree to leave her brother. Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder. Lotus is a manipulative bitch, ain't she?
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors.
Does he? How would he have gotten through?
We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
No. Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay?
You manipulative cunt.
If we sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carried.
Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even
I
care.
will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Can I choose to stay behind too? I mean, if I stay behind and Ace stays behind and we happen to find Snake, that'll actually let us get through door number... One of these doors is number 8, right?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
Because I kind of don't want to go anywhere with Lotus. June's voice shook and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you, each and every one of you.
Dude, you really shouldn't.
I believe you'll come back for me.
Lotus is shady as fuck. She might get on the helicopter or however the hell we get rescued. If we get rescued at all. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we got out of this damn ship, middle of the ocean. It's like, yeah, now you drown. Congratulations. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get rescued and she conveniently forgets there's anybody left on the ship.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts.
I mean, I agree, dude.
Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them...
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
How do you know? For all you know, if someone gets left behind and doesn't go through one of the doors, Zero just comes through and shoots you.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me.
Not much. We started pretty late today. I had errands to run this morning, so basically the only thing you've missed, Dog is Happy, is Lotus said that we never found Snake. Lotus said she wants to sacrifice someone by leaving them behind so everybody else can move forward. So yeah, and she was shady as hell while she was doing it. She even manipulated the lady who's all freaked out because of her missing brother. So yeah, I'm just wondering if it'll give me the choice to stay behind with Ace, or if I have to go with him. I really don't want to go with him.
Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
Well, if we don't, you're gonna have to learn how to breathe underwater, dude.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Yes. Yes to either. Actually, no, I wouldn't inflict you with June. Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
See, there's no other choice.
There is. I can stay here. We can go find Snake's dumbass, and we can go through one of the other doors. There's one door specifically.
Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. Do I actually get a decision? June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace, Alice, I don't know where the hell that came from, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer then.
Oh, shut the fuck up, lady. Everything looks fine on my end, but yeah, let me know if you guys are having issues. I can see if there's something I can tweak. She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. Dude, I would like to stay here. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
What are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your brother's not on the other side of one of these damn doors, though.
There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
Be gone. She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. Yeah, multiple of us have gotten sick, haven't we? I mean, Seven, I believe, kind of had a moment like that in the first class cabin. June had it at the beginning, and now this dude. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something!
She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
Oh. And it was a syringe in a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read Soparil Beta. Soparil Beta?
Soparil Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Was he going to put himself under so he died in his sleep?
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap.
And potentially not wake up.
I really am very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
Dude, I can still drag your ass if I need to.
You feel warm.
Okay, that was slightly creepy.
So comfortable.
Still creepy.
I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Yeah, lowering the resolution and everything wouldn't really hurt this game. I mean, resolution's pretty low. I think the game defaulted to like 1280. So 720, yeah. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told him he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. Yeah, I've got the bitrate I'm streaming at right up around 6,000, but with this game, we have yet to clear like 2,200 of it, so yeah. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
Get the fuck up out of here.
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like
Go away.
you even mean that.
Yeah.
You say something?
Speak up. What's she gonna do?
No, nothing.
Nah, dude, speak up. It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
I like you, 7. Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. Lady, what are you gonna do? He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Or I could just leave you to die. I mean, She shot up a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the three people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last. I'm a biker. Take it as a compliment. Junpei's mind was already made up. Oh, hell. If I'm gonna go with anybody, I want to go with 7. I really dislike that they're not giving me... What the... Huh? Okay. Yeah, it really bugs me that I'm not really being given a lot of options here. Oh no, I am not going anywhere with Lotus. I very much dislike that individual. The only way I'd go with Lotus is if I could find a way to drown her. At this point, I'd rather go with I'd either rather head off by myself, or you know, I'd rather head off to door 3 or go with 7. Her self-preservation instincts would also lead her to sacrifice me in a heartbeat. So I can't trust her. Like, all I can trust her to do is basically slit my throat if it's necessary to get the numbers down for a different door. So no, we'll be going with Lotus. I mean, I know we don't have a whole lot of choices, but yeah, I think I'll go with... We've already gone with door 7. I'm almost certain we're going to click on door 3 and Santa's going to be like, oh, that's the door I'm going. I don't mind Santa too much. I actually been agreeing with his let's get going, so I'm going to go with door 3.
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The numbers,
numbers
dude.
for the 6 of us are 3. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
I really dislike that this game severely limits the choices we can make.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 on.
Santa began to explain.
Option A,
Dude,
3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Ooh. So I can get rid of Santa, June, and Lotus by sending them through the other fucking door. I mean, I'm still stuck with Clover, but I'm okay with door 7.
Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
No matter what, I get to get away from June, so... Oh, Lord. Yeah, there's no way I'm going through door 8. I'd have to deal with Clover and Lotus.
Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized, good God. Plan A divides into 2 teams. Plan B divides into 2 teams, yeah. Plan C divides into 2 teams. Yeah, dude, yeah.
But that means
There was one thing they all had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team.
I'm okay with that. Well, for the most part, Clover, I didn't mind Clover. She's actually all right so far, but then her little screechy fit at me because, you know, her brother, which is understandable, but it's like until we find her brother, she's gonna be a pain. Lotus, I just don't trust her. She was all right at first, but she's the type of character that will sacrifice anyone And I know I'm reading way too much into what this game is going to let me do, but she's the type of character that will sacrifice anyone and everyone for herself. And you don't want to be in a survival situation with someone like that. I actually really don't have... I like 7. I like Ace. Santa, don't really have an opinion on him other than... Yeah, we haven't spent much time with Santa, so I really don't like or dislike Santa. Snake, he's that anime character that you really dislike when you watch anime, or at least I do, where it's like he is the condescending prick every time he opens his mouth. It's like, oh, good God, dude. As far as June is, she's really done nothing to make me dislike her. I'm just suspicious because of how they introduced her. That's all. I am very prepared to have been wrong, completely wrong about June, and it turned out that she's not like the killer. She's not associated with Zero. I'm completely prepared to be wrong about it. At this point, it's kind of just a running joke because her introduction was super suspicious. That's all. So really, the only characters I really actively dislike are Snake and honestly Lotus, because like I said, I can't trust her the way she's acting. The manipulative thing, that's all. Clover, if she finds her brother, she'll probably calm down. She was completely fine right up until then, so yeah.
If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
Which is fine, dude. You haven't seen her in years. Why is this such a hang-up for you? June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. You haven't seen her in years. You mentioned elementary school, so that means there's a chance, and you're an adult. There's a chance you haven't seen her in like a decade. Nor does it sound like you guys kept in touch. She basically a stranger, dude. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do? Why not?
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over.
What if I just say screw you guys and sit down next to Ace?
You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8.
I mean, honestly, what are they going to do if I say, you know... Yeah, what are they gonna do if I just say, man, screw you guys, I'm sitting right here. I ain't going through any of those doors, fuck you. You know what I mean? They can't really do anything. Well, 7 could. He could drag my ass through. But you got a point, dog is happy. Junpei needs to stop thinking with his dick.
You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die. So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8. Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking it over, his conclusion was... Ooh. Well, now. I kind of want to do this option. Because... I don't like that the game is, like... Games that do that, like, immediately make me suspicious. Like, they're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for one of 2 options. So if I get a different option than the ones that the game's characters are throwing at me, I feel like that's the way to go. I mean, I'll save. No, I don't want to go back to the title screen. But yeah, that's always how I've played, you know, games that give me multiple options like this. If the characters, any characters, good or bad, are shoving a particular choice down my throat, making it sound like the third choice is, you know, unnecessary or a bad idea. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if there are any dead ends in this game, but let's find out.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy!
My choice.
Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I'm just...
Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
What were you about to say, dude? I'm actually curious.
That doesn't explain shit.
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. The curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me?
What? Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Ah, yep. I think...
Yes. Junpei thought about his answer for a
I
moment.
think I might have found another way out.
What?
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei had
Now
intended.
please, June.
Oh, okay.
Yep, 7 and 6, 13, yeah, 3. With those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and the 3rd asterisk blinked on. What? Four plus 5 equals 9.
All right, the only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us!
Eh,
And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit. Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
you think the 4th door in the room is number 9? Eh, could be.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
Santa was furious. His face was red and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Damn. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
I mean, we could leave. Let's see. Lotus is 8. If Snake, well, let's see, 8, 12. Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't get out no matter what.
Let's go, Clover.
Huh?
Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and
No,
Clover.
wait!
Santa did not hesitate. He slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right.
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort. He turned to the red and pulled the lever. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time
Go.
to think. Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still, stopped where they'd been when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles
Do you
wide.
realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
Gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be.
We got less than a minute left. No time for screwing around. Get moving!
Damn it. You and I are not done yet, bastard!
I honestly don't give a shit. They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but everyone was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out, one other door.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
Seven ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
Wait!
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall.
I found it! The dead's right over here!
He stepped into the room.
Ugh. What? The floor's slippery.
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. Blood! They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say
Quick!
so.
Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
There it is!
Why is it splattered in blood? In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Is this where Snake is? Yeah. We get it. Everybody's panting. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air as his breathing began to return to normal. He glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the...
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. That's a disturbing sound. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
There was a soft click as the light came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in a short breath and... Okay. A scream echoes through the room. Tell me who or what it is. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out like fresh spaghetti. That's a lovely, lovely image, thank you. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Uh-huh. Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the Ninth Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Uh-huh.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm. It's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
His face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. God damn, they're going all out with this description, aren't they? His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that Snake?
I'm kind of wondering if it actually is Snake. Because they said his display was cracked. That immediately makes me a little suspicious. And they can't make out his face. So, makes me wonder if that actually is Snake. Like with 9, they didn't really say if we could see, like if we could make out a face or anything. But his bracelet was still working, so we knew it wasn't, well, we knew it had been attached to 9. For all we know, Snake and 9 are still alive. Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
No!
Uh-huh. Go ahead and panic, lady. I'm sure that'll help. Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity and not entirely human.
No! No! No!
Man, don't become a liability now. At least you were calm before, and the only issues I had with you was I'm just suspicious. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing.
Stop! Calm down.
Yeah, seriously, lady. He grabbed for her wrist.
Hey!
But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of her blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
Oh, that's right. 9 was described as basically just bits and pieces. That's right.
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
You know, he went through all the trouble to get you here. I'm pretty sure just asking nicely isn't gonna be like, you know what? I've changed my mind. You're free to go. I don't know what I was thinking with all this, you know, elaborate, gigantic cruise ship and murder traps.
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. That was a weird noise. June collapsed toward the floor and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. I mean, did you know the dude, or is this just panic because you think you're about to die? Which, to be fair, we may all be about to die. I don't know. Her shoulders shook and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Connie? Oh, that's her name. Okay, yeah, this is the first time we... Wait, what? No? Her name's Akane, right? So, okay, I guess so. They've been calling her June so long, I forgot what her actual name was. Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. Uh-oh. He stroked her hair gently. Her face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes. But I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Okay. Again, you pretty much a stranger, but all right. Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her up to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. The question is how he got through in the first place. The only... Well, no, that wouldn't work either, actually. Well, actually, no, it does. I was thinking the only way he would have gotten in that room and died like that is if somebody had, like, actually two somebodies at least, had put their hands on scanners with Snake, pushed him through, because it would have required at least two other people. Like, just two people can't open the door. Like, the door won't register, like, won't actually, the lever doesn't work until three people have pressed it. So two people at least would have had to have opened the door, shoved him through, and then let the door close. Because we saw with 9, the only ones who die if they don't get to the dead is the people who pass through. So if one dude, if they open the door, one dude runs through and then the others stay out, only the one who went in will have his bomb activated. It makes it sound like there's like some type of sensor shit in the doorway itself that activates the detonator. So who else could open the door? That's true. If somebody had 9's bracelet, they could have done it. And to be fair, Snake had... Like, Snake went through the door where 9 died. He was one of the ones who came through with us, him and 7. So, yeah. You could be right. It could have been Ace, 9, and, like, the bracelet for 9, and Snake that could have opened the door. And if, what's his name, Ace didn't go through, it would explain why he was so willing to sacrifice himself, like maybe guilt or something. On top of that, when he found out that Clover and Snake were siblings, which he didn't find out until Snake was already missing, it made a point of talking about how he had a disturbed look on his face. So I think you may be right. I'm pretty sure Ace was involved, and that makes it so the only other person who could have been involved, or the only other one, would have been 9. So, yeah. Unless it's a big group, at which point June and what was the other one? And Santa were involved too. Then we could also get 9. So 1, 2, 6, and 9. And to be fair, Santa was pushing really hard to keep us away from door 3. And wasn't there a segment, I know I'm probably reading way too far into this, but wasn't there a segment when we came into the hospital room where there was a cluster of these guys around one of the doors talking quietly? We couldn't overhear them, and Junpei actually said, "I wonder what's going on over there." So, yeah. I'm curious now. Because, yeah, everybody over there was, you know, it was basically everybody but us, June, and Snake were involved in a little clustered conversation in the corner. So I'm curious. The only one I wouldn't believe would be involved unless she had an issue with her brother is, like, Clover. She could also be lying that it was her brother. I had no idea. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I'm not sure, like, if it was the bracelet or if it was a coordinated act between like 4 of the people. Okay, let's go. The divider between the stalls on the other side of this wall is the body. No, I don't want to think about that. We might want to. That's where we came in. I guess it's not locked, but there ain't really any point. All that's out there is the numbered door. We can't go back through the numbered door, even if we wanted to. Ah, so apparently the door does stay locked. Or maybe he just meant right now. All right, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? Toilet paper. Oh, there's something on there. It's toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. You think maybe that's a Cytail cipher? Cytail cipher? The hell is that? You wrap a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it so that the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Seven's got some interesting knowledge. Then to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yep. Then you just wrap the paper around that stick and you can read the code. A wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. The hell is this? Some kind of spray bottle? There's something written on it. Lumen can't read anything else. The label's all faded. Yeah, it is very specific knowledge for that dude. Let me see that. He just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice. Oh, this is luminol. You know, forensic guys use it at crime scenes. Oh yeah, that stuff that glows blue when you spray it on blood. Even if the blood's been wiped off, it'll still glow. Okay. Yeah, very specific knowledge from this dude. The dividing wall that separates the toilets, okay. What do you think this is? It looks like tar. It's kind of sticky. I don't think we can just wipe it off. Yep. I doubt just pouring some water on it is going to help much either. What about hot water? Hot water. If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that could wash it off. Okay. Oh, is it pop knowledge after the CSI series? Yeah. I never watched any of the CSI series. Those kind of shows don't really appeal to me. But okay, I know they were huge though, so yeah. It's a water tank for a toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece in something like this. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Don't know when they'll figure out everybody else thinks it's clever too. Huh? I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized crime. Was he a cop? What is that, some kind of police slang? Huh? Probably. What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, all right? Well, he's not wasting any time. Hey, look, a screwdriver. I'll take it. There's nothing in it, which means we can't flush it. Kind of hard to flush a toilet without water. Fair point. It may not have been popular in Japan. To be fair, from what I understand, Japan is a big fan of like detective stories, though. So maybe they had something similar. Oh, look, a bucket and a broom. That's for the cipher, hopefully. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was
The
June.
rabbit hutch.
What?
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that?
Dude, are you lying?
It was terrible.
Did the rabbits die? They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over.
Hi, serial killer.
You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said,
I'm not being overly suspicious, right? That's suspicious as shit, right? It's not just me.
"Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were going to catch the killer together.
June smiled and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's, Akane Kuroshiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up.
Because the murderer was sitting next to you is my impression.
We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either.
Yeah, that's true. Zero very likely did not flush their systems.
I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
So she killed some animals to make it so I'd spend time with her all summer? Yeah. It's kind of where I'm leaning towards it. The lady's a serial killer.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him confused.
Well, come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried.
Because you were the killer.
Because you were there with me.
Uh-huh. It's been a long time, lady. She blushed furiously.
Well, you know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the
I was
subject.
the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Speak for yourself.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were going to make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right?
No, you just decided to work with a serial killer. Or a budding serial killer at that time.
Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important.
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbit so he could be near June. But it had been so long ago he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
June nodded curtly, then turned and walked
I should
away.
get back to it myself. Ah! That's right. The pool of blood.
You forgot? Junpei turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing?
She just decided to kill us because we just said that... Because we didn't profess our undying love and why we decided, like, you know, and that love wasn't the reason we decided to hang out with her. Yeah, from her perspective, yeah, it's like... She wanted to be with us, and we were just kind of like, our claim from her point of view is just like, oh yeah, I was only there because I knew you weren't going to turn me in. And you weren't as annoying as the rest of our classmates. Yeah, she might have just decided to murder us. Yeah, I'm still kind of torn. It's like, am I being overly suspicious because the way she was introduced made me suspicious from day one? So is this lingering that, or was it really... Yeah, Akane, yeah, she is suspicious as hell to me.
Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Oh good, it's not just me. They're sending pretty strong signals. I'm also thinking about playing it as well, Dog is happy. I've never played that particular visual novel. I've heard a lot of good things. Only reason I haven't played it yet is, like, it's been played, you know, nonstop all over fucking YouTube. If I do play it, I'm going to do it on stream. Or for my own benefit, so, yeah. Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. What are you doing with the broom? Whatever I please, man. I know that's for the cipher, I'm just saying. It's a tin bucket. Hey, Jumpy. Okay. I can't see what she just said. And all they gave you was a sponge and bucket like this. Hey, come on now. Can't we just leave the past in the past? A thick pipe that stretches across the floor. All right. Fighting wall. Oh, anything in this toilet? There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that would be gross. There might be something in the tank, you know? Let's open that shit up. A key card. Okay. It's a red card. Probably a key card. Do you remember if you saw a card reader anywhere around here? Am I gonna use the broom on June? I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about trying to, like, attach the screwdriver to the end of the broom and just make sure she keeps her damn distance. Lady may be a serial killer at this point. I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. You're assuming I trust you too. I don't. Hey, look at that. Huh? It looks like there's something down there on that grate. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's the blue card. I might have to. with all the hints that she might be a serial killer, that she murdered a bunch of rabbits just to spend time with me. Yeah, I think she, like, that was when she was in 6th grade. I think bitch is a serial killer. I don't know if she's zero though, mind you. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't know if she's zero or if she's just deranged. Can't reach it though. It's too deep. Yeah, it looks similar. You're talking about the one we found in the toilet, right? Yep. The red card floated, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So pour some water on there. Float. Yeah, it might. Yeah, it does. Does the other card have a logo? I didn't actually look. I keep, this one doesn't. Okay. Yeah, that could be the thing, is we might all have some really dark secrets that, like hell, Junpei might actually have some dark secrets as well that won't be revealed until later. So. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for that switch at the end. How would Akane drag Ace or Seven to this location? She's a small girl. To be fair, she might have accomplices. If it is her, I don't know if it is, like I said. But if you'll recall, all the flashbacks we've had of Zero shows them to be fairly small, at least smaller than Junpei. They weren't a big hulking individual. Like, that's why I don't think, like, that's why I'm discounting Ace and what's his name? Seven as having been Zero. To be fair, the dude who gassed us might just be an underling of Zero. We don't know if Zero's part of an organization or what. Oh, it's the thermometer. Can you get it off? No, it's screwed on the wall. Well, conveniently. I have something just for this.
Hey, Junpei.
What?
You know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
I actually don't.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Oh yeah?
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Yeah, it's the US translation. Yeah, the image does. That's a good point. The image does say Celsius on there. So yeah, they just translated it to Fahrenheit for the US. Sorry about that. One of my animals was tapping on the door to try to get out of the office. All right.
Like what?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you. Our measurement systems in the US are, yeah, no, they're... I would much rather it wasn't what it is, but... What you gonna do? It ain't up to me.
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna. Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, I got it.
You have a screwdriver and you unscrewed
What's
stuff.
up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
What was that all about?
He's still angry about Lotus and Clover. Which I don't really care. Lotus was manipulative. I do feel bad about Clover. Yeah, I do feel really bad about Clover. However, I feel like this was the right way to go because it gave us some more insight into Akane. Or, you know, June. So, and this was the only door that we could go through. Like, if we had gone through 7 or 8, the other 2 doors, we never would have found out what happened. Well, at least I'm assuming. We wouldn't have found out what happened to Snake. So, yeah, I feel like this was a good choice. Even if, yeah, we left 2 other people behind to die. She's basically just using she hasn't tried to keep us out of any of the doors. She wasn't with the people who were talking secretly next to one of the doors earlier because she was wandering around the ship with us. Basically, she just does her astrology thing. She hasn't tried to keep us out of anywhere. She hasn't tried to lead us anywhere. Yeah. But it does kind of feel like a Fatal Attraction type situation, though, with the fact that every time we try to go to a door through a door without her, she freaks the hell out and has a meltdown. That's what she did when we went through the first numbered door. And then now all the hints about the rabbits, it's kind of like, ugh. This is gonna end with me getting stabbed or vivisected or some shit. That is a very good point, Stahor. I can see why it would. But yeah, Ace is still here, Helios. Ace volunteered. So basically, Lotus came up with a plan that we could go through the doors with the numbers we have, like either door 7 or 8, and the only person who would have to be sacrificed would be one person. And the person who volunteered was Ace. He's like, I'll stay behind. And then he injected himself with an anesthetic. He's not dead, but he's laying unconscious on a bed. The game pushed really hard, all the characters basically screaming at us to go through door 7 or 8. And since I don't like games that give me an illusion of choice and try to railroad me somewhere, I decided to say fuck it and go through door 3, which, you know. So I decided to go the option the game wasn't even like, that was the thing, the game, like all the characters were completely ignoring door 3, which kind of made me suspicious. I wanted to go to door 3. And our character manipulated everything to get us through door 3 and saying, look, now that we've all scanned our hands, the only people that can go through the door is either Santa or the combination of Lotus and Clover. And they all immediately, those 3 immediately kind of betrayed each other and rushed towards the door. And yeah, Santa got there first. And then we walked through and found Snake's body blown up, which has led us to believe that somebody opened the door and for whatever reason pushed Snake in by himself, and he died before, like, and he couldn't find the deactivation device before it exploded. Now we don't know if it was a combination of, that's true, it could be a body in Snake's clothes because the bracelet was broken, we couldn't see the number on the bracelet, and the face was destroyed. So that's true. Very true, Stahor. We should be clear about that. All we found was a body in Snake's clothes. Face was ruined, and the device was broken, like his bracelet, so we couldn't actually see the number. So if it is Snake, let's just assume it is Snake. We came to the conclusion that the only people, like the only way it could have happened, because it requires 3 people to open the door, at least. Yeah, exactly. It would mean at least 2 people were trying to kill him. And the numbers we came up with is Snake, Ace, and Snake or Ace had, and I'm assuming Snake, because you can't go back through the doors, is the assumption right now. Number 9, the bracelet. And Snake actually went through the door with us when we found the bracelet from the first dude who died. So those 3 numbers, maybe they decided to experiment and see if the bracelet would let them through without the person. And it didn't. Oh, well, like it opened, but then he wasn't able to deactivate anything. Or maybe Ace just pushed him through. Because there were some hints from Ace that he was feeling guilty about something. And when we found out Clover and Snake were siblings, Snake had a moment of, what the hell? Like he looked disturbed. So he might have felt bad about getting him killed. The other one is when we first came back to the hospital room after we were supposed to be searching, there was a cluster of like 5 or 6 people. Exactly. Why did the bracelet break? Because Nines didn't. Yeah, that's the other question. So, yeah. But yeah, there was a cluster of everybody except me, except our character in June around one of the doors chatting quietly, like secretively. And we never found out what they were talking about. Which made us do the numbers again, and to get through door 3, it could have been Snake, Ace. I actually don't remember who we all talked about. Like, it was a lot of people. Like, we came up with like a list of 4 or 5 total people that could have opened the door like and shoved Snake through. So it could have been a larger group. I think 7 was the only one that whose number didn't fit into that equation. And to be fair, that equation was based on June being part of it. But yeah, the reason it would be hard for her to have been a part of getting rid of Snake was the fact that she was with us the entire time when we were searching. So yeah. So yeah, because like when we decided to split up and look for the electronic components to the Reds, she came with us and was with us the entire time. So yeah. Oh, June may not be the bad guy, may not be Zero, but she's a bad person. We just got hints that she may be a serial killer. Oh yeah, Clover could have been part of getting rid of her brother, yes. Based on the numbers. I don't think it was, but you never know. She might not. They might have been lying about the relationship. Yeah, she might have been lying about the relationship. Maybe there was some tension between them. I have no idea. I was just going off of the pure numbers. Like, I'm leaning more towards what Stahor came up with earlier on when we first saw it, that it was Ace, Snake, and the bracelet number 9. Like that they decided to mess around and see if they could do it with just the bracelet. So, or like they said, maybe Ace betrayed Snake and just pushed him through and stayed out there. We don't know. As far as the serial killer thing goes, X3105, when we came into this room and we were looking around the room, no, we didn't pick it up. Our dude left it on the floor. But the only other 2 that were in the room with the bracelet, the only ones who went through the door with me to get to where the bracelet was and Nine's body was, is 7 and Snake. So one of those 2 could have picked it up. But yeah, as far as the serial killer thing goes, X3105, when we got here, there was a whole flashback scene where apparently in sixth grade, whatever, June and Junpei were tasked with taking care of the rabbits at school. One morning, Junpei decided to sleep in, or accidentally slept in, When he got to the school, he ran to the school only to find June standing in front of the rabbit hutch crying, and all the rabbits had been murdered. And then, you know, there was nobody else around. She came up with the idea that let's try to find the killer because there are other animals and the person's likely to come back to finish the other animals off. So you spend all summer camping out at the school overnight to see if someone comes to kill the rest of the animals with June, and nobody ever shows up. So it's very heavily hinting that she basically murdered the rabbits. And it may have been because she was pissed because we weren't there to spend time with her. So she may very well be obsessed with us to like a dangerous degree. Yeah, and Seven seems to be smart enough, but he doesn't seem to have any malicious intent. Seems like a cop. Like, it seems like it's hinting very heavily that his background is he's a cop, even though he can't remember. Yeah, June's got some problems. What was all that about? But I'm also working off of, like, I'm also wondering if everybody on this boat has some type of, like, dark secret like that. Like, she's a serial killer, we did something, you know, the cop killed someone, you know, something that maybe that's why Zero picked us. So yeah, we'll see. What was all that about? Because he's pissed at us. That too, we might have gotten June pissed enough to try to kill us later. Because she said she wanted to spend time with us when she was back then, and our dude, who did have a relationship with her, like, who did like have a crush on her back in the, they didn't have a relationship, sorry. He had a crush on her back in elementary school, but he just said that he only hung out with her because the school was going to give him a job anyway, and he figured she was the least annoying option. Yeah, exactly. Like working with the rabbits and her. And after that, yeah, her attitude changed. The reason we don't think Seven was a bouncer is he was talking about forensics type stuff. He was using police slang. So he could have been like a criminal who just had a lot of run-ins with the cops. But yeah, I don't think he was a bouncer. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Oh, you took the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. I wonder what it means. Maybe when it gets that hot, something will open? Yeah. So, I imagine we dump this into a hot water. You know, Really? Apparently, a screwdriver is a single-use item. I imagine we just drop this into a bucket of hot water or some shit. Yeah, we don't have any of this information. Okay, we can't click on anything there. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice drainage valve operation. Don't dead open inside. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Looks like the flow of water can be controlled with these handles. We can't put any water through the pipe on the right, though. If we do that, it'll start overflowing the drain. I mean, didn't I open them all? I guess the water's not running, though. Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. All right, thermometer, let's get this party started. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. I'm sorry, are you holding the fucker right under the stream of water? There goes the gauge, and now it's at the open mark. Huh, it opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. 957 plus. Okay, I guess they want me to just do this then. Maybe I can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Yeah, it wouldn't let me go back. So no, we haven't been to the safe yet. I kept trying to go back to the first class room after the, like, at the end of the last stream, but it wouldn't let me go. People kept stopping me from going in. And then when I went back after the people disappeared, our dude just stood in the hallway outside of it, so I don't know. Okay, sure thing. The first classroom. All right. Blue card. Might float. Is my dude not willing to... A drain. There's a blue card in. You want... Dump the bloody water in there. Okay. Apparently not. The pipe on the right here must be connected to the drain in the middle of the room. If you turn on the water here, it'll probably come up through the drain. Do I need to turn the... Oh. Oh, it's for the toilet with the black stuff. You are right. I forgot about that. There's something that looks like tar inside. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it up. Good call. I completely forgot about that. Oh, come on. All right, so I just pour the hot water into this tank and looks like you filled it, and now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere. You think so? Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, you don't really have to pull the handle. You could just pull like this. That, okay. Well, there it goes, just like a toilet should work. 185 equals, huh? That stuff's washed off. So we have them, we have the formula. It's a math equation. So yeah, now one thing I was just thinking about, by the way, guys, for the safe, is there is a system in this game that you are intended to play it through multiple times. I know that's the case with the second game in the series as well. Like, they encourage you to play multiple times because you can use your knowledge from previous playthroughs to access shit that you couldn't the first time around. So I'm wondering if us wandering around like this is actually going to potentially help us figure out like that safe or something. If we can't backtrack, that is. 185 equals. What is this? You got me. Just looks like numbers. Well, we have the rest of it. Also, real quick before I forget. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Yeah. Oh, so you wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634 plus. Don't we have two of phrases like that now? One thing we know for sure is kill June. Yeah, I wonder if that's something you could do in the second playthrough, is maybe not kill June, but make every effort to avoid her ass. Yeah, maybe. Now, one thing I want to do, the game does not... Okay, no, that's not what that is not what I want to do. Thank you. Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you? But she a crazy bitch. No. Yeah, right there. Right there. I ain't cool with that. There are some level of crazy that's tolerable. Killing animals is not one of them. Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use luminol? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here, but maybe I should try it just in case. There's blood. It's supposed to make stuff appear in blood. Okay, I've sprayed the luminol on the wall. What's next? There it is. Honestly, that is probably the best advice I could ever give. Yep. You were right. That does look like it's for the pipes. Could I... Was the bottle of luminol used completely already? It was. I was gonna say, can I spray it down here? Okay, left, left. Right, left. Right. I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain is acting up. What the hell did you do? It's supposed to be snakes. But the question is, how would he have figured it out, right? I think somebody left us a clue. There's water pouring out. Yes, give me the key card. It's the blue key card. This, the symbol for Mercury, isn't it? There was an elevator right outside of the big hospital room. I think that same symbol was on the card reader next to it. That's right. I guess we're not supposed to use this card in this room. Do you really think so? You don't think maybe we need it for this room and for the elevator? Okay, so we can use the elevators to backtrack, it seems like, because the elevators have so far been accessible from every floor we've been on, including the main room where we started the game. That is behind the first numbered door. So technically we could go back and save everybody. Maybe. Yeah, so somebody else was in there doing that. Definitely. I mean, I would say, can we like just turn the switch off so it doesn't flood anymore? But okay. All right, so we have two equations here. Okay, again, it's not what I want to do, man. So, oh, it looks like we have to put two anyway, so, all right. So the first one we have is, I like that the game actually gives us a calculator. Not that it actually seems to work. $819. Well, it looks like the power's on. I'm wondering what the deal is with these things that say lock up there. Do I need to put the... Oh, I need to swipe the cards, don't I? Okay, the blue light just came on. Oh, okay. The blue light was just on, but it's off now, and the red light's on instead. I guess we have to swipe the red card first and then the blue card. Great job, Jumpy. Both of the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. Both lights are on. We should be able to enter the password now. What's with the E and C keys? E means enter and C means clear, I think. So after you hit the password, hit E. If you screw it up, hit C. All right, wasn't that one? I would like my other code, though. So, the other option is 957 plus 185. So, yeah. That is, yeah, there we go. That's more like it. That's not it. And it wasn't 819. Yeah. Add all three. We could do that. That would work, yeah. $17.76. Hey now. There is nothing wrong with all the chaos campaigns, all right? Heresy is fun. They talk to us like we're a particularly smart dog. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, as cool as the wolves are in 40K, they're not particularly likable, especially when you look at their history. And then, as we've talked, as some people have mentioned, with like riding actual wolves who are not wolves, but space wolves, because there are no wolves on Fenris, is kind of dumb. Let's just, they're dumb. All the way they went overboard with all the wolf this, wolf that, wolf this, just got ridiculously over the top. All right, here we go. Yes, I found it. Now, where's that damn elevator?
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look. Huh? What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. All right, let's go.
He's good at that. He's like,
Jumpy,
he keeps,
look.
you know, he keeps pinning the doors open. So yeah, I think once we get to the elevator, all his stuff pinning the doors open is going to help.
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Oh, I think it's a map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
God, that is hard to look at.
So it's the map for this floor then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Knock yourself out, dude.
What the?
All I heard was wolf, 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 wolf. Yeah, pretty much.
You're shitting me. We're back.
Yeah, it was the door that was unmarked.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay.
I'm pretty sure the others wouldn't have linked back.
Lotus? What are you... How could you do this to us?
You were gonna do it to other people, bitch.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
What?
Go have a look.
Yeah, the way that door looped around, there were no other ways over there. So 7 and 8, had we gone through door 7 or door 8, it wouldn't have linked back around, and whoever was left behind would have been permanently lost. They would have died. So Ace. This way, we kept Ace around.
I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there, too. Anyway, go take a look.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Can I just punch this lady, please?
Yeah, it's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
I wouldn't recommend you go.
Fine, let's go.
Okay.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me.
Eh. Well, this particular one has been extremely manipulative and is willing to kill a lot of people. Is 7 the only one capable of keeping doors open? Is that his superhero ability? Apparently, yeah, he's the only one who thinks. He's the only one who thinks that. Oh, she is not awesome in the slightest. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Very well.
Take a look. Go. See, that's when you tell Lotus, basically be like, hey, I can still leave you here. Just saying.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was. It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it, alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. But he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door, and then 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think.
Yeah.
Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Just look at the numbers, though.
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
No, it didn't. Not at all, actually. There's a very specific combination of numbers that will open that door. So no, not anybody could be the killer.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? How can you say that so casually?
Yeah, Santa was in here.
You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Yeah, the digital route needs to be 3 to open that door.
Why don't you calm down a bit, 7?
Unfortunately, it's not June. We can't blame this one on June. She was with us the whole time. Like, when we left to go look for the electronic parts, she came with us. And she hasn't left our side since we met up again.
What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
Why are you trying to talk us out of this, dude? Hmm? Hmm?
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory.
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
Whether that's his intention or not, Zero wouldn't set up a fair... Zero, I don't think would cheat the game and break his own rules to split people up like that. Otherwise, I mean, you have to assume he's following his own rules. Otherwise, there's no hope of escaping the ship. You kind of have to trust that Zero's gonna follow his own rules. So I don't see him sending people into the ship to fuck with us. I mean, he tried to with 9, but as we could see, he didn't actually, like, help 9 out. Oh yeah, it's a shit trust idea, I get it, but you kind of have to. Otherwise, it's like, how do you, you know, you have no hope of escaping if you can't trust that he's going to follow the rules. That's very true. Zero might have his own number.
Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion.
Oh no, I'm suspicious.
We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship.
No, absolutely not. Serial killer. No. Serial killer.
Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
No.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
And I don't like you, so get the fuck up out of here.
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself.
No. Nope, 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 nope. It was not Zero. I think it was you. And the bracelet, if it exists. If it wasn't the bracelet, it needs to be 2 people that their numbers add up to 9. So technically, it could be 3 people. So 5 and 4, but we weren't involved. 6 and 3, but June was with us the entire time. Oh. No, 7 couldn't do it because 2 was already there. So yeah. I think it was the bracelet. I honestly do think it was the bracelet, but yeah.
If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
No, not really. Oh, I don't think Ace got the bracelet. I think Snake got the bracelet when he went through the door with us. Yeah, out of all these, 7 and Snake were the only 2, other than me, who had the opportunity to get 9's bracelet. Maybe they discussed it. I have no idea.
Good question. If Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us.
Was Zero still on the ship with them? No. No. They want me to take the easy way and believe these other characters. I don't.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Exactly. With someone who was meticulous enough to set up this game, get the ship, build all these puzzles, cut down on any escapes, I don't think he would be willing to cheat. And if he's looking at it as, didn't he mention something too about it being kind of an experiment? I thought he mentioned something like that. I could be wrong. He's not going to want to manipulate the outcome. He wants to see where this goes. And that's the thing, is I don't think he wants any particular person to win. He just wants to see how it plays out. I don't think he wants, like, he has made multiple ways to get through every door. I don't think he would manipulate the outcome. Like, to this degree where he's killing off people on his own. Like, I don't think he would have killed off 9 if 9 hadn't broken the rules.
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp. Isn't it obvious?
Wait, it is?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said this ship several times when he addressed us.
That doesn't mean anything though, dude. The captain of this ship. He's talking to you guys who are on the ship. What other ship would he possibly be talking about? Yeah, especially if these are recordings, he's not going to say, you know, yeah, nah. Yeah, I think that's way out there. Nah.
If he weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he?
But he's talking to you about the ship that you guys are on.
He'd be saying something like, that ship, or the ship.
That is flimsy as fuck, Ace.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Seriously, Junpei?
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
I think
I mean, to be fair, I think Zero might be one of us as well.
Zero is one of us.
Thank you, Clover. Yeah, that's just phrase. That's just a point of phrasing. I don't think, yeah, I don't think the phrasing means anything. But we talked about this in the first episode. A lot of games and movies and books about this type of concept where you're all trapped in some type of fucked up escape game or torture game or whatever, like Saw or whatever. I've only seen the one Saw thing, but other movies like that, similar concepts. A lot of times there is either the killer, the mastermind, or one of their underlings is one of the people who is supposedly trapped in there. Uh-huh. Wow, the only one who didn't look shocked was June. Like, everybody else had looks of shock, and she was just kind of like, huh? Was he one of them? No, that is possible.
Well, that's possible.
Huh?
Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us.
Why you freaking out, June?
What are you saying, Jumpy? Didn't you hear what Ace said?
Yeah, but I don't trust Ace either.
Exactly. I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason.
And when did I agree to that?
No reason. I've got a great reason.
And what's that?
The bracelets. Why are the bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to. It would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set off by the detonator in the bracelet?
You got a point.
I'm not done. Try applying the same ideas to the nonary game. All of the puzzles here run all by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward.
Yeah, we noticed that at the beginning.
Why's that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that?
So let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us. If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us or control anything remotely.
I just said he's not controlling anything remotely.
That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah. Seven, when we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right then. I've got a question for you, Ace. You said something like Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right?
Yes, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation.
So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake is Zero. Hence, Zero is one of us.
You know, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is how attached to the game is Zero? Like, that's something I'm curious about. Like, does he have a way to take his own bracelet off? Or, like, could he possibly die in one of these situations? I'd imagine.
7 and Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least they do if Zero is one of us.
What were his motives?
His motives?
Yes, isn't that pretty important? Why would Zero want to hide as one of us?
He wants to experience the game.
Oh, well, that's because I don't know.
It's a game. He wants to be involved. He doesn't want to watch.
Well, so much for making a persuasive argument, Junpei.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You ain't contributing a damn thing.
In other words, you only had circumstantial evidence.
Dude, you were basically going with grammar as the whole fucking reason that Zero is sneaking around murdering people.
I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know?
Ah.
That could be true, Stahor. He could change the number on his bracelet
It's
to
3 in
0.
the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Then we need to move now. 7, Clover, Junpei, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
No.
You're right, but
No, he's not right. He's suspicious.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Like right now, I'm willing to throw my lot in with the serial killer to get away from you.
our next destination is Mercury. Here we go.
Oh, that's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see. It's got the Mercury symbol.
I will shank you if you try
Now
to
we
take
can
this
go.
card from me, Lotus. Don't get too excited now.
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom.
Time to head down then.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah, it's door 2.
Well, I don't think, well, she might actually be already willing to turn on us. I don't know. When we implied that we didn't actually have feelings for her in grade school and that we only went with her because she was the least annoying option, I kind of think we may have, like, triggered her to the point where we may be a target now.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Yeah, so far.
Then there's no need for arguments
Wait.
at this point.
Not necessarily. 7 and 8. Unless they join that same hallway we went to. Because, yeah, there was a hallway with other doors. Maybe they all would have joined. We'll see.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
Well, evidently
I'll
I
do it.
have to go.
I'll go too.
Then I suppose I need to go too, then.
Damn it.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
Oh, she's not freaking out this time.
Jesus. You two are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in like a long ass time. Cut it out.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Where the hell is it this time?
I don't see it.
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Well, that one was easy.
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped.
Man, I'll never get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
Damn right.
All right.
All right.
This hallway's pretty short, but it's got 5 doors. 3 on the left, and only one on the right.
Don't forget the last one at the end of the hall.
But it's got a metal plate over it, so I doubt we're gonna get anywhere that way.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
Then I'll take this first one.
I'll try the one next to it.
Yeah, go away.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
Yeah, 7 is incredibly useful. Oh, okay. That would suck. Turns out he's 0. Yeah. What the hell is this supposed to be? Dude, weren't you in a different... What the fuck? Like a drawing of a whirlpool or something? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's trying to look like water. There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out of there. I have to use our heads on this one. All right, let's figure this thing out. Water doesn't work. Well, shit. So in a different room. Maybe it's for privacy? Yeah, dude, I don't need an explanation of what the partition's for. Okay, I can't look at the pipes. There's a dirty blanket on the bed. Move the dirty blanket. Man, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. Can't say I'd want to sleep there. You're guessing it's Santa? I mean, yeah, it could be. I can't. Okay, that's weird. So they won't let me look around the corner. That's clearly... Oh, there it is. Toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm going to need this for anything. Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't look like it's part of the rest of the thing. Maybe if I give it a couple of turns. Here we go. Give me it. Screwdriver shaft. Okay. So how did Zero look in the gas mask? Looked pretty slender and fairly short, like shorter than our character. Small and skinny. Hey, this handle's pretty loose. Loose. You think it'll come off if you pull on it? Well, it did. Hey, look at this. The handle doesn't really fit on the string. It's to fix the screwdriver. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. So if I just stick this metal rod into the handle, there we go. We have a screwdriver. That's true. He could be. Thank God it's the right kind of screwdriver for that screw. Awesome. We can totally use this. Damn, this screwdriver looks just like a soldering iron. You think it's some sort of industrial grade screwdriver? We can unscrew any Phillips screws we run into. The symbol on the toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Damn, this toilet's pretty nasty to begin with, but the inside's even worse. Honestly, I'm amazed you could bring yourself to touch it. There's way nastier stuff out there in the world than a gross toilet. You're a real deep thinker, aren't you? All right. So what screw was he talking about? Like, we haven't observed a screw yet, so... Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, so I don't think there's anything... Well, we still have the desk to look at. Chair's pretty old. If 7 sat on it, it'd probably break. Huh? You say something? Nope, not at all. Ah, right there. This thing's really simple. Is it really a desk? Well, of course it's gonna be simple. I mean, it's probably like that so we don't try and use it as part of the puzzle, right? You'd probably use a desk to write letters to your family or something, but this is a boat. I bet the only thing they used this for was eating off of. No, what the hell? It's not opening. Yeah, there are screws. There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. Yeah, there we go. Sweet, got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. Am I gonna lose the screwdriver then? There's nothing in here. Maybe the drawer is what we need. The drawer, huh? All right, let's yank the thing out. There's a bump on the back. I wonder what it's for. Huh, maybe there's a hole somewhere and these bumps line up with it and trigger a hidden switch or something. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Stuff doesn't seem that far-fetched. I was wondering if there was something in there we could click on. Yeah, this does very much seem like a brig, especially this little door. Somebody made some wavy blue lines on the mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. Ah, the tile. So we need the other tile. And we need the knob. If we can find a knob or something that'll work as one, then we should be able to get water to come out of this thing. All right. They're on opposite sides of the wall, right? No, it's not just the sinks. Everything's opposite, like a mirror image. So that's normal if you're both using the same water pipes, right? Exactly. It's a mirror image. Yeah, because it's easier to build that way. Well, it looks like a towel. I have to wonder if the design means anything, though. Maybe you should consider what the design might be. Perhaps that'll give us a hint. Bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter. My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. Lady, I can shank you with a screwdriver. I'm not worried about it. I'm sorry, you're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. It's just hanging from the wall. Well, if you're pulling the string, there must be a toilet that flushes. Paper seems to be pretty old. Ooh, how the hell can you touch that? It's horrible. Well, it's not like I've really got a choice, do I? Not like I want to. The moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Yeah, so. I refuse to touch this. I refuse. Well, stay here and die then, lady. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't want to touch it ever. I'm pretty sure there's going to be worse before this is done. I'm just saying. Well, found the faucet. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah, something's not right, though. The handle on that drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? If I use a screwdriver on the screw in the center of the handle, maybe I can... There we go. That came off easily enough. It looks like a faucet handle. I'm sure they made it look odd on purpose. With a shape like that, there's only one place it could go. Did you look at this drawer? I mean closely. You see, there's a mirror on the back of it. Lotus, you okay? Did you break? What do you think is going to happen if you put a mirror in front of a woman? We have priorities, lady. That's not one of them. Of course. There's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small. Yeah, I know. Still, Still seems like they might try to, huh? What's that? It looks like there's something. Huh? It looks like there's something in there. Ah. Sounds like something falling. Yeah, these guys spent like an hour talking in the hospital, yeah. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. Give me that tile. There's a tile in here. I guess that's what made the noise. I see. The drawers weren't the same size. That's why that tile didn't get knocked down by the other drawer. Cool, give me the fucking tile. Sweet, the handle I got off that drawer fits onto the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on, can you? Junpei, what are you doing? Pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. That's probably it, X3105. It's to make us feel and look smart. That's why everybody else seems like an idiot. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. The faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Oops, let's turn it off for now. So did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Look, I don't want to hear this shit from you. You guys have been stating the obvious all game, man. It's my turn. Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you, all right? Looks like a lot of the water isn't draining. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. There's nothing else in here, but we have a lot of other rooms to look at. This one's creepy. What's the deal with the lighting here? There's just this one beam of light. The rest of the place is too dark. I can't see anything. There's no way we can explore the rest of the room. It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. It's hard to be sure because it's so dark in here, but I don't think there's anything going on with the sink. The faucet is too hard to turn. Well, he hasn't put it together that there's a serial killer. Kind of hard to see your reflection. Toilet paper. It's still white enough for me to know what it is, even in the dark. There's nothing out of the ordinary. 14 equals E. Okay. I think I saw 14 in red somewhere else. Was it on something I'm carrying around with me? Is it? Oh, yeah, right there, 14. Do you want me to just throw it in the toilet? Okay. That is true. The desk is old and rusty. God damn it, no matter how I pull on this thing, it won't budge. Guess I won't be opening this anytime soon. It doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and there doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? Well, there's a big muscle-bound dude outside. Maybe that's your hint? Yeah, exactly. Get 7 to open it. Wonder where it goes. I thought of that and tried a couple of things, but yeah, same result. Guess 7 wasn't about to do anything. Oh, well. Emergency. Except, yeah, emergence. It means we need to emerge out of here. Well, you're not letting me interact with the tiles. I'd like to interact with the tiles. Or not. Fine. Yeah, they won't. They don't want me to fuck with anything. Aha! This popped out. So we've got this tile, and it's got these red, blue, and gray lines. What the heck does this stuff mean? Hell if I know. Take a look at this tile here. See, if you look real close, the 3 red lines are... The red lines? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The tiles are identical. Hey, Junpei, I was thinking. The red line on the top. Doesn't it look like a 14? Yes. Yeah, I guess it kind of does.
What the?
Now he's passing out.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man?
This is the second time this has happened to him.
You're sweating like crazy. Are you all right?
Want to moan a few more times? Got your memories back?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
What am I doing here?
Huh? What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean. It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back.
I really hope not, Helios.
I think I've been here before.
Oh, really?
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Aoi, Light, Nona.
What the hell was that?
It's right there.
Is he implying that this isn't the first Nonary game?
I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't. That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people, or something like that.
Oh, he did, didn't he? There's Zero said one of us has played the game before.
What the hell are you talking about?
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here. Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Huh?
Wait, under this bed. The hole's gone? No, maybe it was a different room.
The hole?
There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
I mean, I agree.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces.
Yeah,
then.
exactly. Come on, dude.
Okay. From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
Uh-huh.
Cop?
We got that already.
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago.
Of course it's 9.
You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared.
Oh,
Nobody
16
knew
of
why.
them.
It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them.
Cool,
I think
cool.
it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had to been it. That's why I went to the wharf.
This definitely looks like an old school anime right here.
From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun.
Someone's using his Batman voice.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
A drug?
That was my last thought.
Yeah, maybe because he foiled it. Or maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe there has to be a connecting point. Maybe all the games have someone from a previous game in there. I don't know. We'll see.
My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop.
There is a privacy partition right there, dude.
I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall.
Well, then it's none of these ones because there are no doors facing the toilet. Maybe there are two games going on at the same time. Possibly.
I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. It would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge.
I could see that, X3105. It's a big-ass ship.
I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed and sat down.
It's a lot of exposition.
I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high.
Yeah, we only have 3 hours.
Huh? No.
It was several.
I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it.
Maybe Zero is one of the kids. Well, one of these kids, yeah.
No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't think it's two ships in parallel. Well, unless he got both of the Titanic's sister ships.
The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate.
Or built 2 of them. Like 2 replicas.
I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit.
Yeah, I think only one of the 3 ships survived, didn't it?
But I knew it in my gut.
Well, according to him, one of the 3 ships survived.
Were coming from.
I honestly don't know myself.
Hold on. Why are there kids here? But then when my inside man told me, popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids.
What was the ship called? The Gigantic? This one?
I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then...
Keep on going, man. Power up.
Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside.
Ah, so they made this one up, the Gigantic. Because that's what they called this ship. And said it was a Titanic sister ship.
Hey, what happened after that?
I don't remember what happens after that. I think
that's
I found
inconvenient.
some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Maybe it was a kid that got left behind.
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Was she really dead?
please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything else.
It's fine. Don't push yourself.
No, push yourself, motherfucker. We need this information.
Going by what he said, the children who had been kidnapped 9 years before, apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all.
Possibly June? They did say it was a while back, 9 years, and we haven't seen June in a long time. So she could have been kidnapped and got out before we met her. Or this happened to June after, because it just implies we didn't see each other after elementary school. So maybe we ended up moving or going to another school, and then all this shit happened after. Because they don't tell us how old Junpei and June are.
They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Yeah, she was the one who died, and it all occurred after we'd lost touch.
They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona. I think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway.
So yeah, and the name doesn't fit. They said the name of he said the name of this ship, being a Titanic sister ship, was the Gigantic. And that it didn't get sunk, that some private party bought the ship. Which obviously, you know, I don't think they would let that happen. I would imagine it'd be like a, you know, they'd probably do what they did to some other ships and just made it a museum had it survived, rather than turning it into selling it to a private party. So yeah, makes sense.
I didn't learn anything about the nonary game or Zero.
Are you sure? Think real hard, dude.
Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago?
Well, maybe she brought him because he failed to save her, if it is June. And they brought us because maybe June thinks we abandoned her when we moved away or lost touch or whatever the fuck happened.
And just what the heck is this about controlling human beings?
Well, I mean, have you not noticed you're being controlled right now?
That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that? I don't have time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
Okay. So, he implied that there was another cell. It wouldn't be here. Okay. Maybe we can get him to do something to the other room. Feel like I'm gonna see a ghost here or something. Okay, so it won't let us look under the bed. What the hell? I can just barely see a mirror from the light coming through the ceiling. Sure would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. Looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. Will do. I wonder if that means anything. Excuse me. Maybe I just need to pair something with this mirror. The bloody thing you're holding. Oh, I do have a box with a mirror. I'm thinking I have to get this towel wet and then I can put this on the mirror. Yeah, it's not letting me interact with anything with this thing. That's the only box I have, yeah. Okay. Can I have this back? Yeah. Nope, not anymore. Yep, 14 equals E. I have 2 tiles. It won't really let me interact with anything. When I touched tiles on the door, I felt something weird, huh? I can move these tiles. Now I can move the tiles? Then that means maybe if you swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall, something will happen. Now I suppose we just need to figure out what these strange designs on these tiles mean. At any rate, we should look for all of the tiles that are the same size. Can I search the last box? I'll take a look. You're right. Let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. The last one, it won't let me touch. He says it's too difficult to open. Drawer that doesn't open. I wonder if this is part of a puzzle. And I have no screwdrivers or anything to try to force it anymore. Yeah. And this is where I got the first drawer and then put in the second one. I already took the drawer out of this desk, so yeah. Oh, the one in the inventory? I can try. I think we already did, and that's where he brought up that there's a mirror in it. Yeah. A drawer with a mirror on the back of it, huh? Don't think it'll do us any good here. But use a mirror to reflect things. Can you think of any other uses for it? Well, if you asked Lotus, she'd probably tell you it'd be real shiny and pretty if we broke it. Yeah. Like, I was figuring we could use it to reflect light, but it's not giving me the option. Oh, here we go. I had to click on the actual shaft of light and not the mirror. Now I just got to figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on. Well, maybe we should start here. So if I shine this light on the mirror and back, sun and moon, symbols appear. The left side has a sun and the right has a moon. I'm gonna remember this. 4 and 7. Okay. Then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Because they are corresponding to the position of the... Yeah. It's nice to see the sink lit up, I guess, but all it shows me is the pipe. Okay. Fine. Seems pretty okay, dude, whatever. So we have the numbers. That's all he's gonna let us interact with. Okay. So let's go ahead and get up out of here. Yeah, it doesn't actually help us here either. And I can't click on this shaft of light to do anything, so. All right, so now we have 4 and 7. I don't know if there's a whole lot we can do here. Yeah, that's right. There was some kind of number hint there too. You think the number was how many times we took a piss? No, it's got to be how many times we flush. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try flushing. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3. Man, I really wish the other number was a smaller number. One of the tiles is in the toilet, isn't it? Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. I wonder what that noise was. Pretty old school toilet. Guess that makes sense, though. The ship seems pretty old. Okay, so something fell out. But not in here, apparently. Did another one show up here? Nope. Okay. I've never played Dwarf Fortress, actually. right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull that string a couple of times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? You mean the dark room? Yep. All right. So, where are my tiles? Kind of pisses me off that I can see it, but I can't touch it. Looks like a dirty toilet, but it's too dark to tell. And maybe. She specifically said the dark... Oh, yeah, the desk. Thank you. There they are. Well, this drawer opens easily enough. Thank you, Helios. Give me my tiles. Okay. Okay, well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. All right, let's crack that mystery then. We got 4 tiles, and there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall here. So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the door with the ones we've got, that should open the door. Yeah, or it has 4 E's. Hey, did you just hear something unlock? Does that mean we got it, right? Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile. If you convert that to hexadecimal, it's an E. Or, you know, just follow the damn hint on the toilet lid, but okay. Basically, the E's in emergence are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, that gives up the answer. Do you really care why it works? Just get the fuck up out of here. Yes, let's go. Well, I don't know that she's actually a stripper. I've just been calling her one.
Oh, what the hell is this place?
Well, that looks unpleasant.
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now.
Nope.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this wouldn't be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel.
Yeah, she says she's not a dancer, but she doesn't tell it, like, we don't know anything else about her. So, yeah, I have no clue.
Too dark to look through it, though.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
With that or a torture chamber.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Take a wild guess.
What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
I mean, yeah.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous.
No shit.
Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on.
I think he needs to get some more of his memories back. He's starting to... Torture room, yeah. No shit. Yeah, you think, game. Well, let's start with the chair. A really creepy chair. The manacles make me think it was used to torture people. But we can't open these manacles without a key. There's some sort of weird symbol on them. Do I have to strap someone into the chair? What kind of symbol? Well, if I've got this right, I think it's a sun symbol. Well, Lotus, I hate to break it to you, but if someone needs to sit in the chair, There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment is completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh. I don't know what this thing is, but we got to figure out the puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right? I mean, if you want to go with the more pessimistic view, this ship was converted to serve during the war. So maybe an interrogation room. Or, yeah, the corporation added it for the experiments. If you want the still creepy but less pessimistic view. You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this does. They didn't do what during the war? Maybe we can find a dead body to put in the chair? Possibly. You never know. I mean, pretty much every country involved with that war did some shady shit. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Yep, let's go around the room. Yeah, no, we don't have to mess with this. Whenever you turn one of these switches, more blocks show up on the screen. So I think you got to figure out which buttons you have to press in order to get the screen to match the diagram. Yeah, but it's hard to figure out what button does what. If you want to see how many blocks each switch adds, just turn on one switch. When all of them are off, there aren't any blocks, right? Then you can see how many each switch adds. Oh yeah, I get it. Again, I think it would kind of depend if it was in military service, even if it was a medical ship. You never know. Maybe they had prisoners here. They treated them, then interrogated them. Or didn't treat them at all and just interrogated them. You never know. Like I said, there was some shady shit. The floor is glass. You really think it's safe to have a chair here? Well, you can tell just by standing on it. The glass is pretty damn thick. But you think it's a little strange that only this part is glass. That chair looks pretty heavy all by itself. That glass could be dangerous. We'd be in some serious trouble if that glass broke. I probably shouldn't walk on it. There are a number of ominous-looking tools and instruments here. Let's see, we've got an adze and a hammer, a pair of forceps, and these other things are too old and broken. I have no idea what they are. Hey, doesn't this wrench look way too new to be here with all the other stuff? Yeah, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. Well, I'll take a wrench. This wrench looks brand new. Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used. Knock it off. I don't want to think about that. You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cruel than that. You're unexpectedly sensitive. Come on, let's not talk about the stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use this thing. Yeah, stick the wrench in the chair, yeah. Yeah, no, I was just saying, though, like, you know, they made this whole ship out of nowhere. They pulled it out their ass. They could have, like, a whole... You know, so obviously we don't have any idea the history of the ship, but I think Stahor's probably right. This whole room was added for the experiments. I don't think it's a interrogation room. I do think it was from the experiments 9 years ago. That's the way out. The cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with the wrench we just found. Oh, there we go. Sweet, it's open. Can I have the bolts? The hole's too small. You can't even see in without the cover, with the cover off. Well, you can see. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. You sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. All right, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. All right, let's see what it is. A sun key. We should be able to open the other door with this. Yeah, but we got to get out of this room before we can do that. And we're probably going to need the sun key to do that, but none of the doors in this room have keyholes. I bet we got to use it on something that's not a door. The chair. The chair has the symbol. Oh, that is a different door. Of course the entrance is locked. What'd you expect? There's no point to try to go back. All right, fine. Damn, lady. I don't see you helping. The sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Let's get that knocked out right now. All right, sun key, in you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need a key again in here. It just seems unlikely. All right, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. Jumpy's starting to get a little, like, cheerful in this situation. Okay. The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's gonna move. All of the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them. Ha! Shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. They got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is suddenly going to open up. Think the colors mean something? Probably. I mean, red looks dangerous, but other than that, the bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. So only the yellow one. Let's push some of them. Down you go. So if I press again, back you come. I guess those buttons switch something on or off when you push them. Really? There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything, though. Do you think it's broken? No, I just don't think it's anything right now. So we've already looked at... Is there something back there? No. All right, we've already looked at everything we can. There's a lot of dust on the light. Makes it look like this room hasn't been used in a long time. Okay. The L-shaped pipe and the straight one are both connected to this tank thing. Yeah, no, we already checked that. These stairs go to the exit. It said the door will unlock if we complete the experiment. So in other words, we aren't getting out that door until we finish this experiment. Well, let's do that then. Yeah. Let's just look around some more. I got a feeling that something will happen. Right, we should try and figure out what the device over in the corner is for, at any rate. Adjust the switches to match the blocks on top and then press the check button. All right. Well, that doesn't match, first of all. So I got to get all these to... Okay. Oh, okay. That... Okay, I need to get rid of that. All right. Oh, that's right. It's for a DS with 2 screens. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from the subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never going to fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's going to zap the brain with a little electricity. That really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we finished out what it means by preparation, all right? Maybe we gotta ask it what we need to do. The disposal tank is closed. Please fill the tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank. We've already opened the tank. Unless it's talking about, oh. What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? Thought if I got down here, I could see through it. It's not working, though. I don't know. I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? Maybe it's just covered with something that makes it opaque. Nah, it doesn't matter how close I get. I still can't see anything. Echoes when I knock on it, though. Wonder if it's hollow. Oh, I don't think it's hollow. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. All right, let's pull the lever. Is that water? Hey, look at that. We're filling the tank. The hell? What's going on? You calm the fuck down, dude. It's just water going somewhere. Sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh, Junpei, look. Oh, damn, I can see through the glass now. Do we wanna? Oh. Hey, shark. How you doing? All right. EDBF, yep. There are a couple letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It's dead. Looks like the letters are EDBF. Whatever these are for has to be in this room. You mean like all the lettered buttons over here? What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject and device.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
Why is she volunteering? That doesn't mesh well with her personality at all.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But...
What if there's another shark?
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
This is really weird. This does not fit her personality so far at all. And we've already discussed that either I or her could fit in the chair, so I find it odd that there's no argument. That's true. Another shark would have eaten the current one in there, so yeah.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
What's that?
Don't say last.
Yeah.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters. Tell them that I loved them very much.
That's not going to make me sympathize with you. I still don't like you.
No. Tell them that I will always love them.
All right.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei.
Were they here in the last experiment then? Is that why you're here?
They're twins. I had them when I was young after... Well, some things happened. Their names are Nona and...
Wait, Nona.
Wait! Nona?
Yeah.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Oh. No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. He was a cop. He was investigating. There we go. Much shorter story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you. But... And then, that was when. From there...
I like that it's
looked
skipping
like,
through. I appreciate this.
Just as if, finally...
It didn't say she was in the room with us, actually. They were in separate rooms. She was in the middle room. He was in the end room. Yeah, they had split up. They were each in a different room. So she wasn't there when we got his story the first time.
That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for. For the last 9 years, the person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared.
Okay, so we're finding all the connections.
Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do.
I don't know. I don't know if it's June. She would have recognized her daughter. She still interacts with her daughters every day. And since the kids are twins, you would think she would be able to recognize, she would have recognized June immediately. So, yeah. Her kids aren't like, she isn't separated from her kids. It sounds like she's been dealing with them this whole time. She got them back, so yeah.
It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own.
And that's why Zero came after
I
you.
would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think you're right, Stahor. June is probably the one who died. Yeah. Or who everybody thought died, yeah.
Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
I mean, considering the experiments and all the conspiracies going on, probably a government thing as well.
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital.
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up.
Tell me.
First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
How the fuck you know that?
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah, I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Even if that is the
That
case,
was a big leap to make, right? Plan to control people. Oh, it was a telepathy experiment. It's like, wait, what? How the hell did you come up with that, June? Jumpy, whatever the hell your name is. Junpei.
I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped.
Maybe Zero is just pissed that they got left behind.
What does any of that have to do with telepathy?
I honestly think Zero is one of the victims.
I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Either way, Lotus, get in the fucking chair.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Get in the
Right.
chair.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much.
It's about to
Now get on with it
electrocute
and
her.
be a
She's gonna
man, or
feel
June's
something
gonna
weird.
leave you.
Lotus. Okay, let's do this.
Don't fuck this up. All right, 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, we got everything. Oh, we got to do all the sides. The hell? Oh, okay. Okay, let's turn them all off. I need... Yeah, I need just that top shape. Yeah, I guess I gotta do it on both sides. What now? We got that top, well, not really. We got that. We don't have that. Yeah, figured as much. Oh, I have most of this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, we just need 2 more here. Bottom one I probably need to change. Oh, hey, look at that one. Cool. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. That was it? And now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, you all right? Yeah, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened. But I do think my life just got a little shorter. Good God. Hold on. I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again. That was... Huh. I was expecting more from that, but okay.
The hallway goes to the left.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Guess we just need to keep going.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't mind that we all made it through.
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C deck.
Yeah, I think we all thought she was gonna die. Yeah, I don't think any power came on to do anything to her.
No one's here.
Where did they go?
I have no idea.
Hey, Junpei!
We should follow him.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door. And I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now. This should open that door. All right, time to open this.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
That's...
The wrong
it's
door.
the Jupiter symbol.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, no, we can't.
Jeez, the sun door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know? We can't just stop... Hey, it opened.
What?
Did they find the key?
The others must have found the Jupiter key.
Well, what are we waiting for?
You don't find this suspicious? Oh.
Why?
Oh, I think we know exactly what the fuck just happened. Where's June? Where's our little serial killer?
What the hell? What the hell happened? Clover. Nothing. She's dead.
Hey, what are you doing?
The key! Get me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
The murderer?
June.
Santa, Clover, and Ace. 3 people, 3 dead bodies.
No, I'm actually going to be ending the stream basically right here, seeing as I am all out of time. And this little cliffhanger here seems to be about the best point to stop it anyway. Because I feel like this isn't going to be resolved for a little while, so this is probably the best place to stop. Sorry about it, that Helios. I do have more stuff to do today. Specifically, I gotta work, so I will see you tomorrow. We will continue this. And since I don't have any errands or anything to run tomorrow morning, we should be able to get the stream started on time. Once again, sorry I was quite a bit late this morning. So yeah, I'll see about getting here on time tomorrow. My apologies. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you all guys all have a good day.